You want to say it
I don't recall where I know you from. Can't quite recollect, but I know I want to take you home. Don't mean no disrespect. Your body been living in my dreams. Your face I couldn't really see. So let me know, can we go to a place where love is free? I want to know your name, girl. I want to play your game, girl. I want to know your fantasy. I want to know who you are. I want to know what makes you smile. I want to know what drives you wild. Give me a chance to make you cry so I can be the one to dry your eyes. I want to know you.
Also known as Coach Chaos. Those in the streets, you used to know me as Bates. All right, you can always find me at Ensley Health Club down on 20th Street and Avenue D. If you need to reach me on social media, at Just Chaos, just JUS Chaos, CHAOS. All right. Facebook, you can find me Jarrett, JARRETT. Not to be mistaken for the Subway dude or the jewelry place. All right. Total Chaos, TC Base. You can find me on either one of those. Last time I came to you, we talked about courage. I spoke to you a little bit about courage, and kind of gonna pick up on the same little subject, man. I got some things I was looking at, and I read that I wrote back in the day. Not sure how long ago it was when I wrote this, but I was still on that same path. I never been a big speaker, so I used to write a lot, and I had a lot of these words and all these things that was going on in the dome up here, and I kind of wanted to put it out there for people. I've now found the courage to put it out there for people, and hopefully I can help them in some way. Uh, One of the things I wrote about was my interpretation of this David and Goliath battle. And what I have learned is that no matter what happened at any period of time, it all kind of just comes back around in full circle. So this particular story was a battle between a smaller person and a giant. Okay, smaller person and a giant. Okay, and the smaller person succeeded. And so what I got from that story, for 40 days and 40 nights, this 9-foot giant, his name was Goliath. He dared anybody in an entire army to fight him for 40 days. Not one soldier stepped up and said, "I'll fight him," and or to take on step up to that challenge. Then a teenager, if I'm not mistaken, people can correct me. I don't. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But a teenager by the name of David said, "I'll do it." A teenager now walks up, tells this giant, this 9-foot, massive man, I don't even know if it was a person, named Goliath. He tells him, "I'll do it." They already in a war. He's probably thinking he's gonna die. What's the worst that can happen, right? So when he said, "I'll do it," by the grace of God, he whooped this fool. Let me back up. David whooped the giant, all right? The teenager whooped the large person, all right? And even though he was afraid, and and his, even though he was afraid, his courage and his trust in God never let him turn away or run away. He probably was taking a dump in his pants at the time, but the man, this teenager, this boy, one of your children, stood there and faced this massive being. Now, I have a 15-year-old, and 15-year-old, 13, and 8 months. We'll talk about that later. And if either one of them decided to jump in the ring with Dante Wilder, I'll be like, hey, wait. Let me talk to y'all for a second. Might not be a good idea. Might not be a good idea. This is a massive man right here. Let me think about doing it. So y'all just slide to the back. No, he stepped out there because of his trust in God. And through all of that, through that trust, he prevailed. He won. He whooped this fool. And all I could think about was, after reading that, after really digesting it, and it was something my grandmother helped me with at the time. And I'm going somewhere with it all, y'all. Something my grandmother helped me with at the time. And I used to call her about these issues, God rest her soul. And she would help me to understand the Bible a little bit more after I read it. First, she would tell me, she never really told me how to read it. She would just say, open the book and start reading. Whatever it landed on, start reading. So at this particular time, this particular day, that's what it landed on. And then I tried to get a clear understanding of the story. So she would help me. And so she would break it down into situations that's going on in your life today. So what I'm saying is, right now in my life, what I'm trying, the battle that I'm having, and what I'm fighting, I've never been afraid of anything. But I've always been pretty courageous. I've always stepped out on faith, even when I didn't know what faith was. I stepped out on it. So I've never really been one to back down from a challenge, which has probably been a mistake on my behalf in the past. But I did it. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed of it, and nor can I take it back. It's done. So, but never anything that threatened my existence that we need to talk about on camera. But I've been, like I said, I've been a pretty brave person for some years, up until this point, right now to this day, and being able to face things that I cannot see is a fear for me. Not being a good father, that's a fear. That's something that I'm constantly and consistently trying to step up to. And I have these conversations with myself when I think I've handled a situation wrong. And I just try to sit back, get my emotions out of it, and then approach it in a different way. Does it always happen that easily? No. Sometimes the curse words start flying. Sometimes the hand starts to move. And sometimes I have to choke someone to get my point across. But I think that I'm doing a pretty decent job at it. And because they continue to want to be around me. So there it is. About maybe 7 or 8 years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago, my dad moved in. And my dad moved in because he was sick. All right. Not real sick at the time, just was having some complications. It was time for someone to no, it was not 7 or 8. Maybe it was. I don't know. But it was time for someone to step in and help. All right. So I did. And he came over, he was staying, he was helping, we was helping each other or whatnot. And then it started to take a turn for the worse a little later on down the line. It was not 7 or 8 years ago, it was a little less than that. But anyway, we'll figure all those numbers out later. So then came a fear of me not being able to take care of him properly. me not asking the right questions, me not being able to put the best foot forward as a son. So we'll fast forward, and so that thought, we'll get to that later, but that thought had me thinking about myself. As I get older, I do not want that for my kids. I do not want them to have to take care of me. I don't want them to have to worry. I don't want them to have to stop their daily routine. I do not want them to put their families on the back burner to take care of me. Not that I had an issue with any of this. Understand? It's just that what I don't want for mine and what nobody wants for their kids, because you want your children to live their lives. So where I'm going with this is, if you feel like your health is not important, then what you're doing is setting your kids up to have to take care of you for the rest of your life when you get down and out. All right? That's a selfish act. That's a selfish way of thinking, and that's a selfish way of moving. If you don't think that mentally, physically, spiritually, you don't have to do something for yourself or about the situation and the needs of your body and your mind, then I'm gonna pray for you. And I'm dead serious about that, because we all have to be in a place where we can do for ourselves until that day comes. And that day should come quickly, with no questions asked. Not sitting there long, dragging out, being sick. We weren't meant to be sick, and having our kids to sit around, wait on us hand and feet. Changing our diapers, taking us to the bathroom, giving us showers. Nah, that ain't what it's supposed to be like, man. If something happens where that it just suddenly happens that way, okay, you know what I'm saying? That's what we have family for. But at the same time, if you can prevent it, is what I'm saying. If you can prevent it, then why wouldn't you do it right now? Like, while you're able, go ahead and start taking them preventive measures, man, and do something about it. I got one more thing I wanted to say to you. I'll put on the next. So this is my message for today, and I hope that it gets across to you. I hope you're able to do something about it. You know how to find me, but just in case you don't, Inslee Health Club, Just Chaos, or you'll see the YouTube link. Get at your boy, man. Come on, hang out with me sometimes. I'm out. Y'all be careful, stay blessed, and stay fit.
I just wanted to introduce myself. You are? Okay. Please pardon me for laughing. The weed makes me silly, plus it's all so relaxing. And we can take a trip on the plane, just us, no pilots, flight attendants and things. It's okay to be different. Let the people think we're strange until I must fly, cause I like what ain't the same. And our vision ain't me seeing through designer frames. So immaculate, girl, say my name. No shoes, no problem. We can hop up off this plane on the wings of a love Clark Kent and Louis Lane. I can be your Superman lover like no other brother. Don't compare me to these little busters. Cause I'm nothing like these other dudes. Excuse me, sir, it's me and her. Don't disturb this groove. Was made for the flying cool in the land of the smooth. They don't teach us in school. No class, lady high class. Shot it down, go slow. Accelerate, move fast. With your sexy ass, aren't you glad that we passed?